Okay, we have made it outside here, and these are the first shots that I've taken all year. So this is exactly how I prefer to start out, and that's to start close. Blank bailing would be the absolute best way for you to get into shooting shape, and you don't need a lot of space to do that. You know, if you could just get, even if it's 10 or 15 shots every day into a blank bail or up super close to where you're not even really doing that much aiming, that would be the most productive thing that you could do, because let's face it, most of us haven't shot in 6 months or more, and there is a lot of muscles when it comes to shooting that you need to get back in shape. And it's not just simply getting strong enough to draw the bow easily. There's a lot of small muscles that go into your stability and being able to aim steadily. And we need to get those muscles developed as quickly as possible before we really start trying to be super accurate. Because what'll happen is if you pick your bow up for the first time in 6 or 8 months and try and back up to 50, 60, 70, 80 yards, whatever, and try and be super accurate, you're not going to be steady. You're not going to hold well. And it'll get some mental issues, and you can actually develop some severe target panic that way, because your pen is just all over the place and you're trying to make shots. So the best advice I could give you would be to start close. Start super close, like this right here, blank bail. You can even take your sight off if you want, and just get some reps, maybe over the course of a week. Try and get some shots in every day, and that would be the absolute best way to start. So I'm gonna make a few shots here, see if we can knock the rust off, remember how to do this, and then we'll move on to some other drills that you can do. God, I'm stiff. After you get done blank bailing, and I know blank bailing is not the most exciting thing in the world. I hate doing it as much as anyone, but now that I don't shoot a lot through the summer, it is important for me to spend days blank bailing before I start backing up and shooting at distance. But now once I do start backing up, the best thing that you could possibly do, and this is the second tip, is to shoot a big target. I know a lot of times, you know, we want to try and shoot a 1 inch or 1.5 inch dot maybe at 20, 30, 40, 50 yards. Do not do that. I'm talking make dots like pie plates, like big dots. Get something like that to shoot. And the reason for that is like I said, we're getting back into shooting shape. You are not going to be holding the bow as steady right now as you will when season gets here. And if you start out trying to shoot very small dots, you are going to get a lot of anxiety. Seeing that pin move a lot, you're going to be wanting to punch the trigger and just develop a lot of bad habits because you are not in shooting shape. So do the blank bail, and then once you quit blank bailing, start shooting big dots and start close. Start at 20. You know, maybe shoot 20 one day, then maybe go to 30, and then maybe go to 40, but keep that dot size big, and it'll help keep your mind very calm, and you will ease back in to shooting, and you might shoot the best you've ever shot if you take your time getting into shooting shape. Just like that. Okay, the final tip here is pretty simple, and this is all I'll leave you guys with, is when you're doing this, you do the blank bail, then you shoot the big dot. Do not worry about your sight whatsoever. Don't be trying to sight in and aim really fine. It's so hard to make yourself shoot and not be worried about where you're hitting. But for the first week or two of you getting back to shooting arrows, where you hit is not important at all. Let that go. You know, I'm not saying, make sure your sights, once you start backing up a little bit, you know, make sure you're going to be on the target, but do not worry about where you're impacting. We've got tons of time between now and season to make sure that we are dialed in, make sure that we've got our sight tape correct, make sure that we're just sighted in general. But now is not the time to do that. Right now is all about making shots and not developing bad habits. So I'll leave you guys with that. I'm going to get a few shots in here, and then I'm going to go back inside and start building some arrows for this season. Good luck out there. Bowhunt or die.